Hey, what's going on? Want to get into a quick topic, and that is the steep price of being a narcissist nothing. You know, when you are in a situation like this, when you're deep in the rabbit hole into a narcissist plan for you, it is so hard to understand what you're going through in the moment. Everything becomes so mixed up. Emotions are high. Logical sense is almost deteriorating. Your ability to make a good sound decision with the said person goes pretty not so good. It gets kind of mushy, kind of grainy. Your vision is not really up to par with this type of person. But it starts off so wonderful. It starts off so exciting. Almost like you're in a high school romance or something. You can be in your your late 20s, 30s, 40s, but you see, the narcissist has this idea of making everything so grandiose, so bigger than what it really is, bigger, flashier than anything you've probably ever experienced beforehand. And so, with their declarations of how much they love you, their powerful statements about how you two are building a new legacy together. They'll use all these type of words and saying they want to create new traditions with you. Together you two fit like a glove. They never met anybody like you before. They're going to be using a whole lot of adjectives to explain how much they love and care about you and how you're so different from anybody they've ever experienced before. But the thing is, this is all just simply a tactic to get you to give up everything about yourself in order to be their sole nothing. Their sole nothing. You will give up so much of yourself in order to cultivate this darn relationship with the said person, but yet they have no plans of going anywhere serious with you. Their words are hollow when you really get a chance to pick them apart and really analyze what they're saying versus what they're doing towards you. Um, I'm telling you, they will expect you to give up everything, give up your personality, give up your personal hobbies, give up your friends, give up your connection with your family, give up any other type of dreams and aspirations, and they want you to replace all of it with a pair of pom-poms, basically like a cheerleader for them, and constantly shake those pom-poms, dance, and really be the supporting system for them at all times. Never mind what the hell you may have going on in your own personal life. Never mind any of these things. You're going through financial hardship. You're going through a situation with losing a family member. You're going through a situation with even personal demons, depression even. But you're supposed to disregard all of these things in order to make this said narcissist happy. You cannot come to them with any of your own disturbances or grievances, but they can come to you with all of theirs. And they want you to give a good, positive outlook to everything. You're supposed to be the beacon of hope. You're basically their personal guidance counselor, unpaid therapist. Um, but no thank you really involved. And if they do say thank you, it's really just a flimsy, surface level thank you. And that's all it really is, guys. And I'm telling you, whenever you have a problem with or something that's going on, and you look in their face when you're explaining a said situation to them because you really think you can really trust them, you love this person, you think you can open up to them emotionally, but when you really look at their face, they have a look of disinterest. They have a look of, this type of a BS type of, idea that, they have so much to do. They are so busy. They got such a tight time schedule. And really, they don't. But it's just the idea of you sharing anything personal about yourself that is outside of them, outside of their realm, is so disinteresting to them. In fact, it's insulting to them. They feel insulted when you express your own emotions to them. They feel that is a breach of contract with them. It's only supposed to be a one-way street, baby. Only one way, and that is you to devote all of your time and effort and love into them. You're supposed to keep their cup completely filled to the top, to the brim. In fact, it should be overflowing at all times. Because, God forbid they ever run out of narcissistic supply in that cup of theirs. They needed to be completely overflowing 24/7. And they have no plans to fill up your cup at all. They have no plans to add any happiness to your life. They don't want that. It only happens at first, when most likely they're just simply trying to make an ex jealous, which hence the false promises, the absurd amount of picture taking with them, because they're going to love to take pictures and post them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And you're thinking that they really love you because they're doing this. And they're even having you do videos with them, of you two doing things. And it seems like you always have to go out because they just love spending so much time with you. But that's pretty much only mainly because they want to punish their ex. That's all that really is. The excessive picture taking, the excessive video taking, the excessive having to go out somewhere all the damn time is really about getting at an ex that has gotten in the way, an ex that has seen through the bullshit, an ex that has decided to say, I'm over this, I'm done. There's nothing to gain from this. I gotta go. But of course, the narcissist cannot take a no for an answer, or the narcissist doesn't like the idea of a failure. And somewhere, they view that as such a big, huge blemish to their egos. So what they want to do with this is they want to get you, the new person, and they want to present an exact type of image to get back at the ex. But personally, if the ex is really intelligent and smart, they'll do their research. They'll look back on how they were treated actually. And all they will have to say is if they do see the new relationship, all they have to say is, oh yeah, that's how I was treated at first. Well, that new person is going to go through some hell because I sure did. So, that's the only time the narcissist will ever really put any type of so-called artificial, energy into you. But once the ex decides to block them or gives them a piece of their mind, or the ex, God forbid, gets a new person that actually cares about them, then you're going to see a different side of the narcissist. The narcissist will take that mask off slowly. The kind gestures, the false advertising will cease to exist with this person, and then you just get the real person that was underneath the mask the entire freaking time. And yes, through all your grinding in this relationship of trying to, cultivate an actual good connection, a deep connection with this person, you're going to realize you've given up everything to simply be their nothing. They're nothing that has no plans, no future. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. It never will. You're just basically throwing a time slot until they get tired of you, or you start to catch on to who they really are. You start to call things out. They're going to call you crazy. They're going to call you insecure. They're going to go through the whole list of adjectives about how you're defective in the relationship and you're not performing, even though you're performing your ass off to even be with them. You're the one that's giving gifts because maybe your love language is gift giving, or your love language is touching. Your love language is kind gestures, terms of acts of service, all of these things. I'm telling you, with the narcissist, they're going to weaponize all of these things. These good traits about you, they're going to weaponize and use it as a way to say you're too controlling, you're too materialistic, you're this and you're that. But really, they will never look in the mirror and say, well, I'm causing issues here, or there's some ways that I could improve, I could show up in a relationship. You're not going to get that with the narcissist. No freaking way. They're not going to self-reflect about a single thing they're doing. And if you do bother to tell them something that they have done to hurt you, of course they're going to say, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't do anything wrong. You are the problem. And you know what? I'm going through something right now. And if you were really about me and loved me, you would be understanding. But really, it's just bullshit, guys. It's just a way to control the freaking narrative and to control you and keep you in place while they're probably texting other people. They're probably entertaining other people, and they're trying to get a bunch of different lines out and stuff to see who has the strongest bidder. Who's the strongest bidder for their attention? Who's the next fool? Who is the next idiot, the moron, or just simply the naive person that is going to come on, sweep through, and pick them on up? Who's going to be the next knight? Who's going to be the next princess to take on the situation with this narcissist and try to do the ultimate goal, which is to make the narcissist happy? It ain't gonna happen. It will never happen. The narcissist is not a happy person whatsoever. They hate being happy. Despite the public persona of taking pictures and smiling and being out with friends and family and all this different shit, at the end of the day, they're not really happy individuals, because once they get home, once they get behind closed doors, once they get in front of that mirror in the bathroom, or if they got a mirror in their bedroom, when they really look at themselves, the sadness comes on in. The self-deprecation comes in the door, and they really understand who they truly are. But you know what? Thank God for modern day technology, baby, because they can reach for that phone instantly and go to look for another victim or somebody to pick them up, somebody to tell them that they are a good person and why are they so sad. But only if the individual knew what a piece of crap they really are underneath all of the glitz and glamour. If only they would know. But typically they don't know. Or, unfortunately, maybe the said person that they're texting to get a pick-me-up is a victim. A victim of circumstances, of knowing the narcissist personally. A victim that has no clue of who they're really dealing with. A victim that maybe is in love with the narcissist in some way, shape, or form. And they think that if they stay in the supporting role to this narcissist, eventually the narcissist will bestow upon them the position of being their girlfriend, boyfriend, their lover. But it's such a terrible, sad position to be a part of. If only they would know. If only they would know. But it takes time. It takes diligence. It takes persistence to get to the true root of the problem with a narcissist. The true mystery behind the narcissist, which is the narcissist is a piece of crap at the end of the day. But everybody has their own way of discovering this. Everybody has their own time frame of truly understanding what the true real deal is with the said narcissist. But I'm telling you, from personal experience, you're not going to become anything of true substance to the narcissist. You will exchange everything in order to be just simply their nothing. So please, ladies and gentlemen, whoever may be looking at this, do not ever allow yourself to get in this type of situation. No matter how good the gifts look or how good the image looks, trust me, once you get down past the surface, past all that, you realize there is truly nothing to be a part of with the said narcissist. That's all I have to say for this video. I hope that somebody who may be going through this, or maybe somebody who's been through this, but sometimes feels a little bit confused about the past, and they wonder, why do they feel this certain way? Why do they feel so abandoned? Why do they feel so cold and empty inside after the said situation has long been passed over? Well, I hope this can give you some type of clarity about it. Trust me, you're not missing out on anything. You're not missing out on anything. You're just missing out on being somebody's nothing. That's all I have to say, and I hope everyone has a great night. Bye, everybody.